Wait a minute. There we go. I was like, I forgot to pause something, didn't I? As I just hear music start kicking in again. There we go. That should be much better now. How's everyone doing today? I hope everyone's doing well, so far, at least. I really need to organize what I'm doing on my sounds at some point. So I don't usually play with, like, too much music on. So, streaming with sound on is always very interesting to me. Just, I need to find a good balance of what I can hear and what you can hear, chat. But no, we're here with a Division C West game of CEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEeEeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeeee instead of banned for throwing. Sorry if I just blew out anyone's ears. It does happen from time to time. The teams are going to rush me, but I'm not going to get rushed by them. So we do see Sieb has banned out, that's not right. That's not right at all, Overlay. Sky Temple and Volskaya, and they also picked Infernal Shrines, yay. And we do see Guard of Terror and Cursed Hollow is banned out by banned for throwing. I'm gonna say Caster is ready before Shogun may lose their mind. I've got caps locks on Caster ready. Because we are technically a little bit early. We're not in any major rush, I suppose. But yeah, we will be there soon enough. What are we doing? Going over to here. Go over to here. Right. So yeah, this should be a good series. I know at least a few names around in here. There's a few names that I do recognize from a bit ago. I do some of them from casting, some of them just from other stuff. One of them's a friend, which is probably why I picked this up in all honesty. I do seem to cast my friends a little bit more. I'll admit that I'm sometimes biased towards my friends. What a surprise. But no, we are going to be getting into the draft, so let's see how this goes, shall we? And look at him. He's even on the right screen already. I can't have someone yelling at me for already messing it up. If I am actually onto it for once, excellent for me. But the question is, what will we see ban Brightwing? Straight to the Brightwing ban. That was a quick one. What next? Sonya. Jaina. Hammer, it's a good hammer map. Hogger. They do ban out the Hogger, which I find in. I guess they don't have first pick, so you can't be the ones to pick. Let Hogger just go through here. Bunker Fun Time, g'day. Bank. I never know how to say your name. Banky. G'day. I should have said hi when I first saw you, but I'm great at not saying hi to people, then going, wait a minute, I forgot to say hi to people, then go back and say hi to people. It is a great trait of mine to go, wait a minute, I've forgotten something here. And yeah, that is what we're going with. With the current bans how they are now, imagine we see something like a Rhaegar first pick. Junkrat. Good band as well. Pretty smart to get rid of that one. But what will we see first becomes the question. I did kind of say maybe Hammer Band, but we don't see that. It's actually a good map for her. She can play relatively safe on a few of the objectives. There are a few walls to protect her. Bankai. Okay, Bankai it is. And we see Joanna picked up first, actually, which does hinder that play I've said a little bit, but is a good, safe first pick. And now I think the blue team's going to be like, man, we should have left Hogger up, because I know a certain player on the team does like Hogger. We see Diablo and Tychus first two through. Okay. Okay, good start. I do like with Tychus. It can be a little bit rough into Joanna at the best of times, just because Joanna is a very good wall to deal with Tychus for double blinds being a problem. Ooh, Mephisto. Ooh, rough one. And Artanis. Mephisto's great on this map, just because around these objective fights, there should be a lot of cleave they get on people, especially with that Skull Missile build that we've seen to come to popularity within the last year and a half or so. You don't even need the Lightning build here. Skull does well enough. But what next is going to be the question. What is the next ban? You still need healer. You still need a physical damage or a consistent damage. Malfurion. Reasonable. I would like to see Anna picked up here from Band for throwing. That may seem like a good one. Mischief Hots, hello. Hope you're doing well today. Welcome first time. What shall we see next? Ragnaros. Okay. Choice made. Sure. I guess. Interesting one at that. But it is a choice indeed. You can tell when I'm like, are you sure about that? I feel like this is probably, you know what, before I forget, do we want to do a prediction chat? I don't know, I'm going to ask now whether predictions are a good idea or not. But we see Rhaegar and Chromie, okay. I did predict Rhaegar would be picked up this game, just was a little bit later than expecting. Chromie, I didn't expect to see Marbuckle on that, but hey. I know she's usually an offlane player at, or actually she has been in the past. Though we have to see how she does on the Dragon Sand Gnome themselves. Right, what next? Morales and Sonya. So what, we get a Stim drone Artanis? So what, maybe 4-man Artanis, Sonya offlane is gonna be my guess. It's very interesting to say the least, but Tychus will be interesting into all this. Hell, you can play a Malthael, and Malthael would be really good right about now, actually. I don't know if the team plays it is going to be the problem. Thanks for casting us. No worries, Mischief. Leoric. Leoric's also a good choice. Get that auto attack build swinging, and hey, that's a decent amount of percent damage going on into the enemy team. Unfortunately, this is a bit of a Joanna with well-timed blinds is going to be an issue for the side of Seeb. But it honestly could be fine if the team manages to spread out well enough, and even, hey, you could even possibly pick up a Bloodlust, and it's not a terrible plan. Not a terrible plan at all. But we're counting down, so let me surf on back over to the map view screen temporarily. I don't know. This one could go either way. Ugh. I do like the Mephisto in this composition for the side of banned for throwing, but it can be a little bit volatile at times. Because if your Mephisto dies early, it may just go down. But fortunately, there's no real isolation way to get them stuck. Rewind. Temporal loop on Chromie. That will be the issue for the team. But we'll have to see how this goes, shall we? Let's get into it. So, on the side of Seeb, we have Mischief on the Rhaegar, Marbuckle, Chromie, Silent Shoe, Leoric, Cubico is on the Diablo, and rounding things out is going to be Fogline on the Tychus at Minigun Man himself. On the other side of things, we do see Shogun Misa is on the Soul Assassin, I suppose, of Mephisto. Sodium is on Lieutenant Morales, Zednim, oh god, I can't remember his name, Artanis, Joanna, Sheepish Lion, and Peldor rounding things out with the Sonya, who I imagine will be our offlaner. And Zed eats sand immediately. Ooh, Hourglass and Chromie. We do see a swap onto Kubico. Kubico does get a little bit shoved out of the way, but is ultimately not going to get too far. Tannis, I want to note, is stacking, but we see Devil's Due on the Diablo. And that's about the only things to really note. Well, of course, we do have baseline stacking on Diablo, but that's about it. We do have Totem Rhaegar, which makes sense if you get the auto attack slowing speed / spell power reduction. That does affect a lot of the bulk that is banned for throwing, which can mess with Artanis if he went something such as Amateur Opponent. He can deal with the totem quite efficiently, actually. Oh! What the? I did not see that one happening, huh? That's a aggressive first play for a Silent Shoe, managing to take down the Sonya that early on is impressive. And we can see now the team, oh, let's do this bottom camp. We know someone's at least missing. We can see that Artanis is top. We have the time to do this because now that this trade is going on. That's a quick first take, and we can see here these four are still doing their own camp. Diablo's thinking, it's like Diablo thought of an invade for a brief moment, but I do like that Leoric is picking up double. So interesting enough, we do see the field here on 2 death. Yeah. Oh. Kubico says enough. Puts his brother into wall. We see Diablo slamming at Mephisto in wall. No love lost on these brothers, apparently. We're getting a lot of, just a lot of quick rotations. It's It's a fairly safe early game. Like, there's nothing wrong happening. Everyone's playing it right. Swap. No, I didn't see the E. There it is. I say Q goes from Zednin, but no swap itself, just to follow suit not long after. Kubiko getting a little bit kited by Zednin for a moment. Ultimately, there aren't going to be too much more. Oh, the thing about Diablo. If Diablo can get the flip on Shogun Misa right as they're about to go back, they can get a... They can just snap them back to position, which I think Shogun Misa needs to be worried about. And I think there may just be some communication, because we see Kubiko there was holding that flip till very late. Oh, Misa. Nope, no sand on them. Yeah, so Diablo, if he holds it, if he does it at the perfect time, can flip the Mephisto so they are stuck in the same spot. I did forget about that tech. That one's on me. But I do like these camps coming out now. Unfortunately, it's a top objective, so this one is a little bit diminished. But that does give a nice experience lead for the side of Seeb. I feel like going, let's get ready to rumble. Except let's get ready for Seeb. Nice dodge of the E. Good use of that dash by Tychus. Unfortunately, Shogun Misa is doing a lot of damage there. We can see Kubiko and Fogline taking a lot of damage in that process. Losing a lot of health in that process, I should say. Shogun Misa again getting that cleave out. Zendem going for the swap, but has swapped themselves into not an ideal place to say the least. Kubiko flips him back into tower range, and that is going to be the Artanis going down. Only getting a few more stacks in that process. Shogun Misa getting a decent amount of cleave on damage for the W, but they are forced out. Sodium doing their best just to heal them back up. We do have that single healing that single target healing is very good by Morales, but the energy is out. Ooh, Shogun Misa actually nearly went down to the falling sands. We have a Dragon's Breath from Chromie. Right, Sevens are actually for. I'll bring this back up because they're about to come through the other team. The thing about Seeb here, they don't have the best objective clear. Well, the actual shrine clear, I should say. They can kill the objective pretty efficiently, but the shrine itself is the problem. They don't really have that AoE damage. Falling Sand, Chromie may be the best bet for it, but without the Auric, they take a while to come through it. And that's what I mean. Rewind on the Shogun Misa puts them back in a bad spot. And that is now a double kill. Joanna and the Mephisto going down there. Yeah, that is a very good use of Temporal Loop. I should have seen that slightly sooner than I'm in the game. Oh yeah, that's probably going to happen, but no, very well stuff. And all the while, I want to mention, Leoric was actually double soaking, so there's a sizable experience advantage where there was a 5v4 up top, but because the advantage that Seeb had and because we get that early heroic through from Chromie, they were able to get the objective and keep up soak. However, keep in mind that we are running out of mana here and here, so these two just may need to be a little bit careful. Oh well, camps are being taken by Banned for throwing. They are going to get an invade on. We can see Shogun Misa Sodium doing one, Peldor and Zendem doing the other. However, I think while this is happening, this top... It's a Frozen Punisher. This top objective is more than likely going... Objective? Wow, I'm just saying everything's objective now. This top fort is more than likely to go down throughout this. But I imagine we're going to see Leoric rotate up and around to make sure that they can clear that siege camp. But yeah, half health on the Punisher still. Oh, rewind coming through. I think Joanna has Iron Skin up. Yeah, she does, so there's no problem there. Leoric, just deal with the camps. The camps are your biggest issue at the moment. But yeah, all while this is happening, what was that Frost over doing? Hellgate used on Joanna, but Kubiko doesn't have the team to follow up with him. We can't see the Ancestral go. Hellgate? What do I mean? APOC combo used on Sheepish Lioness today. Oh, there we go. Flip, pull, unstop, pop. Shogun Misa actually showing in from behind. That is not the rotation you want to do if you're Misa. Unfortunately, there was a little bit mispredict by Marbuckle there. Didn't quite get the W set onto him. But it doesn't matter. If with enough sand, anything goes down. But yeah, all the while these teams have been pushing, we can see they've nearly lost a keep in the process. And actually, if you are the side of Seeb, you may just decide to dedicate yourself to this. But no, it looks like they are going to back out. The damage has been done. Oh, never mind. There's Commandeer Odin. The thing is, Mischief and Marbuckle out of mana. And Sodium and Sheepish Lion are the only two back here defending. We can see that Shogun Misa's here now, but now that Tens are through. Yeah, everyone's halved. Everyone is halved. I think this is now finally an out, or they're just going to sell out for the building. They're going to die. Yep. this is it for that team fight. That building is so low. It's so unfortunate for C, but they are at the point where they can consider just going back and taking it at this point. And all while, Leoric is back to soaking. Silent Shoe, you're doing your job. You're doing your team proud. You've done your service. Marbach was starting her own camp, but we can see that Band were throwing starting Veers. Shogun Misa, Sheepish Lion, and Sodium all on it. Oh, Leoric has taken over. Nope, Silent Shoe is leaving. Sonya is alone. Kubiko can't really do anything to stop Sonya at the time. It's just the Diablo alone isn't great for killing people. If he had things such as his level 13 online, or if he had Malevolence at level 7, maybe he can, but not with the state that Diablo is in yet. We're going to wait a little bit longer. Also, want to know heroics, by the way, we do have Apocalypse, Entomb, Comedy Odin, but, well, not Fausti's Blessing Vest level 20. There's the flip! There's the flip! Shogun Misa probably a little bit startled over that one, but ultimately they're fine. Oh, you're waiting for objective. You mind there is a delay. We see Zednim now is out of position. Leap onto the Chromie. Chromie taking a lot, goes down here. Apoc hitting one. A grenade, unfortunately, a little bit over where Palador is. Shogun Misa taking a lot of damage in this time, but Foglines is now the one in danger. Good damage. Unfortunately, Ancestral healing a little bit too late, but we do see Mephisto goes down to the backline to the Leoric, who has gone actually E-build. They've gone that damage reduction build. I imagine Objective's going to get called in a few moments, by the way, so we can look forward to seeing that come up. But now we do have a general spread of people. There's Objective. Wow, what a surprise. And now Zedim's being ran at. Oh, that flip being missed is a problem now. They're stuck in the corner. Just body block them. Body block them in. Good E. We do have swap build, but that's not enough. Crumbie has gone back to capture their camp, which they now have done. So they are going to ultimately have that in their favor. Nope. The enemy has been found. Diablo is still making his way down. Chromie can't do anything to stop it. Does time stop one. Sodium realizes they're not in a great spot. Does get hit by the flip. But no Apocalypse coming out. Just a few 20 seconds off that one still. Rewind on Shogun Misa. Chromie gets leapt on again. The healer is not on the back to defend them, so they are going to go down. Unfortunate that that's twice in a row that there's a leap on something. Through which Mischief has actually ancestraled Kubiko instead of himself, so we can see that Fogline and Mischief have gone to tap. But yeah, that is a good fight in terms of... That's a good fight for Seb, getting the Chromie pick here. But they are still down experience, even after that. Good call, getting this bottom camp. You do have this... The only thing is, like, you have the advantage on the objective. You could have started and actually gotten a decent leeway. I don't think I would have started if I was the side of Seb. I would have actually been a bit patient on it. Just to see if you can wait for your Chromie to get back, for your Leoric to get here, because we are now in the objective phase. And actually, if Leoric comes now, you do have the man advantage. Artanis is visibly top. Artanis has a lot to deal with at present. Shogun Misa has been rewound. Leap once again onto Chromie, onto Mischief. Marbuckle in trouble, doesn't have any way to escape it. Nope, but Peldor does get taken down in the meantime. Sodium is trying their best to escape. Silent Shoe kills them. Kind of like a weird combination, but maybe I'm just misseeing things. Right, Fogline is going to get hit with the laser beam. And we can see Sheepish Lion barely getting out. We do see that it is full E build on the Leoric, so they are just going to go for everyone. Damage reduce, give a big swipe. They don't have the swipe up, so they're probably just going to have to wait for their combo to actually come back online. Fogline getting very low there in the back line, as it is still 4 to 3 in terms of what heroes are up, but Shogun Misa is still getting a lot of value. We can see their ult was reset once again. Ancestral coming out to Kubiko, and meanwhile is Mischief rooted. And that is Leoric getting the damage reduction they can. Doesn't quite get the swipe, and they just see it backing up. Meanwhile, Fogline is finally halving. Mischief running out of mana. Kubiko running out of mana as well. But now Marbuckle is back, and we can see everyone's trickling back in. Leap is back up. Marbuckle does need to note that, but we can see Diablo going down. Shogun Misa teleports, but I don't know if they get out safely. No, they don't. That's a double kill now. That is, that's 2 double kills in a row. Joanna gets 2, but Diablo had Soulstone up, and Leoric comes back just that little bit quicker, thanks to his trait value that Ghost form, Wraith form, I don't know. the spooky ghost man come back earlier. But we can see Diablo is back now. Oh, nice swap on the fog line, but that is going to be Sodium being pushed out. That, unfortunately, Stem doesn't actually stop. Oh no, Chromie's dead again. Nope, she uses Here and Veer again to get out. I feel like Tychus has been hit by that every single time. Marbach will step back in, so she does go down to Peldor. Peldor is doing very well to shut down this Chromie. Meanwhile, all the way over here, we still have a team fight going on. It is going to be Mischief being ran down. Peldor does get people swapped to the other side of him, baby. Not what was wanted. You can't see the APOC actually coming out onto the Lieutenant Morales, so they're going to go down. Meanwhile, Peldor is getting those cleave heals off. Everyone's in melee of her, and she does have life funnel at level 7, so she does heal well. That is an excellent endurance there by Silent Shoe, taking out the healer. Rhaegar, unfortunately, does not survive this time. Meanwhile, Zendam is out of mana and out of health, so they are probably going to have to back up. Silent Shoe in the same problem, out of health, but not out of mana, so they are going to back up for a tap. Probably going to one that is further away, but they're going back up for a tap. But all the while this is happening, we do see Vera's Precious starting to build on top. Diablo is just quickly getting souls. They're taking down a tower, but they are getting souls. Yeah, this objective will be in favor of Banned for Throwing. They aren't, I was going to say, C probably should not be up this high. This building to be around is actually very dangerous under Punisher, especially if you have objective jump on you and then someone follows up with either a Poison Shield, which is up in a few seconds, Endurance of Hate, which is up soon, or Leap, but Sonya is in Narnia at the moment compared to the objective. And now we have camp stealing happening once again. Chromie looks like she has gone piercing sands for her storm talent. And that's the only one to note as of yet, as everyone else is still a level and a bit away. That goes down quick, that objective actually. But all the while that's happening, we can see the red team's picking up camps, getting back in it soak-wise. Or experience-wise, I should say. So Tychus has been left alone to deal with bottom. Shh, phone, shh. You don't need to be loud during a cast. Oh, there's a fight going on. Rewind once again on Shogun Misa. Shogun Misa does get hit with the APOC, does get hit with Flip. Kubiko gets their healing on him. And that is going to be the team just backing out. You are... Oh, no, it is a 5v5, but this is all pre-20. This is a bold choice. And no, that fight is over just like that. And Leoric has just gone back to the peaceful life. A peaceful life for Leoric, how nice. Right, what's happening everywhere else? Objective being... Oh, not objective. Camps being killed up. Yeah. Just everyone safe rotating. It's very interesting to see that there is such a strong pressure top and every... Like, this is balanced. This is kind of mid-pressure, but there's still a relatively healthy structure area. But this is just an unfortunate spot for the side of Banned for Throwing. I don't think they should have given that much value in that early game. Frozen Punisher, you know it can do a lot with the team beside it. And choosing not to defend it was ultimately a big mistake. Oh, Silent Shoe has the W talent at 20. Interesting. Not Silence in turn. Oh, unstops the Endurance of Hate, but I have to have a look at talent again afterwards. Silent Shoe getting in a lot of damage, but 40 armor is a lot of armor to deal with. We do see that it is going to be a Zednim stuck in the middle of things, but there's now 2 kills from the side of Banned for Throwing. We do see Morales goes down in return, but Kubiko is just in the backline 1v5ing, but meanwhile it has been damage going down. Oh, Peldor does go down the end. Sheepish Lion is the next target, but I don't know if that's probably the best choice if you see Fog Lion going after Shogun Misa. Meanwhile, Kubiko and Mischief going up for Sheepish Lion. Sheepish Lion does have the invulnerable popped. Fog Lion, you just need a grenade, bud. There's the Q. Nice kill. We can see them backing out down now. Mischief and Kubiko can't quite... Yes, they can. They can get the kill onto her in the end. Fogline, do not die to this building. Good. As I say, I don't think Mischief will forgive you. But now, honestly, is the time to reset if you're Mischief, if you want that mana. I mean, Lightning Shield does give you your mana back. Diablo's just pushing. Respawn advantage is in favor of Seeb, as they did die earlier in that team fight. Diablo then did kind of do a little bit of cleanup. Diablo does actually open up forward. What are they? They're just auto attack build, okay. Things to note, we do have the Undying Despair. Burning Despair at level 24, Leor, definitely an unstandard one, but we do also have Hellgate, Comedy Odin upgrade of Big Red Button, Farseer's Blessing and Piercing Sands of Krobi. On the other side of things, I don't even know. Hyperactivity from the Lieutenant Morales. It is going to be Crater from Sonya. Ariat Crater, I should say. We have Mimic on Shogun Misa. Artanis with the upgrade of Target Purified. And last thing is Invulnerable from Joanna. I guess it's called? Yeah, Indestructible, sorry. Peldor is looking for an aggressive leap, and Chromie's found it. It looks like the team has learned. They know when Sonya is missing, going, wait a minute, let's not have that happen again. I think Chromie's been a bit sick of being jumped on by the Sonya. Ooh, Misa taking a big chunk of damage. Oh, there's the Crater. Farseer's Blessing in the middle of it, however, so that is a lot of healing on there. And unfortunately, while Sonya does lock people in with her, it does make her very susceptible to everyone else throwing damage in there. Marbuckle was being run down by Sheepish Lion, but all the while, the rest of the team does have 4 men running at them. And you may have needed Joe to stay in the thick of things with that W, because now we can see that Mephisto and Artanis has gone down. Joanna's trying her best to help out, but no, that's eventually her. And now this looks to be the game going over the side of Seeb for round number 1. Well played by them. Let's change over to the game summary screen, shall we? Right, we're going to see. If I stop yawning. In terms of stats, we see the 176k soak from Leoric compared to 106 actually from Mephisto. I should say Siege. Because the soak, however, was 25,000 in favor of Leoric, while 15,000 in favor of Sonya. Okay, so pretty high soak experience. How about damage? Mephisto did have a most of the end. It is a very good Mephisto map in general because you're all fighting around an objective. You have a lot of cleave to get through. You have a lot of damage to get through. You just do well. But hero damage, Chromie 70,000, 69,000 Tigers, very close between the two. And save it. Joanna has 61,000, 60,000. Marvel's being picked on. Yeah, leap for Chromie. It is a good leap target. Chromie does die pretty quick. And unfortunately, when people up in Chromie's face, Chromie does struggle a little bit more. Tychus at least does have minigun to really ward off attackers. But maybe Tychus may have been a better leap target. Just because they can punish Sonya for focusing someone else. There's an argument there. In terms of talents, interesting we see Burning Despair with the E build Leoric. Often you only see it with W build just because you have very high uptime on that armor. Especially because, well, the Silence Entomb could have actually done decent work here. It does stop Mephisto from doing his shenanigans, which is very important in this which would have been very important in this matchup. Otherwise, it's always interesting to see Purifier Beam, especially when it's... I don't know, I think if you went Suppression Pulse instead of Purifier Beam, Seeb struggles much more, because what? Auto attack, decent damage from auto attack, auto attack, auto attack. Eternally Blue TV, thank you for the raid with 17. Greatly appreciate it. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. Shout out. Eternally Blue TV. Yeah, there we go. Eternally Blue, thank you for the raid. But yes, that was a good first map. I don't quite know what we have next. I think the team's still deliberating, or I missed it. It is possible it's one of the two. So anyway, I'll just leave his talents up for a few moments more. Everyone got their fill? Everyone got their fill of talents? I know you can't answer for another 30 seconds, but I'm going to change it to the map view screen anyway. So that was a pretty convincing map number 1 for Seeb. I do think Band for Throwing did definitely make a mistake when they didn't actually go to defend a Frozen Punisher. That does seem like a little bit of a cardinal sin. Leaving Frozen Punisher up like that is definitely a problem. Also, I want to say, Eternally Blue, I hope your stream did go well. Eddie Sensei, thank you for following. Greatly appreciate it. No, there has not been any Murkies yet. I don't think there will be any Murkies either. Lima's the only match you're streaming. Yes, this is the only live cast I'm streaming tonight, at least. I think I need to go do grocery shopping after this, but I may be back on later to cast replays. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow I do a replay day as well, but I think I have a double header in terms of actual casts. Why is that, Koala? I'm going to yell at Marbuckle if she doesn't get back. If the map isn't chosen soon, by the way. Marbuckle, by the way, is a friend, so I will mention that one. So if I do seem to pick on someone in particular in the game that I'm casting, it's usually because they're a friend and I do greatly care about them. What do you mean, well, damn? Murky is not picked often in competitive play. Unfortunately, in coordinator play is probably the way to put it. Unfortunately, in coordinator play, it's easier to punish the Murloc. Just because, well, they don't quite have the room to fly or grow, if it's necessary, kind of what you want to phrase it. What are we going to? I actually don't know. I'm sure we'll figure it out soon enough. Yeah, Marbs, it's all your fault. Yep. No. I won't find people like that. It looks like we have Dragonshire. Okay, fair enough. No, it's fair to ask. I'm still slowly getting back into the swing of things in terms of full casting, just because I did two... I've clicked Infernal Shrines again. Just because I did 2 matches in a row last week, I'm like, I'm dead. And it looks like it was picked by Seeb, so Band for Throwing opted for first pick again. I like Dragonshire a lot. I love offlane on this map, but people who know me do know I enjoy playing offlane in general. More and more time has gone along. Never used to be the case. I used to very much favor healer. I still do really like playing healer given the opportunity. But I do like the offlane, especially on maps such as this where you have that point control available to you. So what will we see? We see me joining the side of C while Xenom has been thrown to the bench. Yeah, there's a few things wrong here, so I imagine Kubiko is going to be fixing the lobby shortly. I'm ready whenever is going to be the thing. I'm just waiting for them to fix everything up. Hopefully, people can remember I've been switched teams entirely. Oh, no, now I'm on Observer. Okay, we got there in the end. Excellent. I was like, oh, wait, no, I'm going to play full band. Nope, now I'm Observer. I'm going to say Caster is ready when everyone else is. So, as much as I want a quick 2-0, I very much prefer a 2-1. I prefer a free map series, so fingers crossed, hopefully we can see a free map series tonight, just because I do want to do a little bit more casting of a live match, but I can't be bothered, but if I need to restart my stream, I may just be like, oh, I'm tired, I'm just going to go talk to my friends. So yeah, what will we see? I don't even know what heroes we'll see, because who I assumed was going to play offlane did not play offlane in the end. I do have to say, though, Eddie, it does appear that Band for Throwing's icon are Murlocs. They're a bunch of different Murkies, so that's at least something for you. And it looks like they're coordinating which Murky they want. So that's probably what's slowing us down a little, just Murky coordination. Oh, we have 2 different Murkies now. Oh, no, they've decided it is going to be the Carbot Murky as their image. Yes, Carbot Murky is the call. And now they're saying ready. That was the important bit, getting the Carbot Murky right. Cubico is finishing a Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay. Okay. I know you're in here, Bankai. Why is one of your team members playing a Yu-Gi-Oh! Match in the break? Bankai, answer me that. Why is one of your team members playing a Yu-Gi-Oh! Match? This is all. I know that's gonna be edit rules like don't play Yu-Gi-Oh! During the game. Right. Carbot Murky is the best, yeah. Alright, let's see how this draft goes, shall we? So let me swap on into it before I forget once again. Alright, banned for throwing his first pick once again. Yemen Court, I don't even know. Brightwing banned first. He's always playing 5 games at one time. Okay, good to know. Yeah, this is just... Brightwing is just a good ban on this map in general. It just gives an... it just gives your offlane such an advantage when you know you can go in, be aggressive, and then just have a Fairy Dragon save you. What next? Stukov, fair enough. Objective, he's really good on these objectives. They're small objectives, so one silence puddle under it, and it gets difficult. He was playing battle. I don't even know what that game is, Bankai. Kalephus? Kalephus ban coming on out. I wonder why Kalephus. That's an interesting one. Do you have a Kalephus player on C? I guess is the question. Because I assume when we see things like Kalephus, like when we get into these less picked heroes, like you have to go in your head. There's some reason this is being banned out. It's not just a normal, yeah, that's what they do all the time. Get rid of it. That's no, not that. That's what I meant. It probably goes weird. It's not a oh, that's such a strong hero. Let's get rid of it. But once again, they've left Joanna up to be through first. Yeah, I don't know what to go about on Joanna's first pick. This is actually probably a good. We probably may see a tennis on this map as well if you keep it up. Slick Crub. This is not a CCS team, Slick Crub. I'm sorry to tell you. There is no CCS teams going on here. But right, what is the first 2 picks going to be? Rhaegar did well the first map. And Greymane. Silent Shield and Greymane. So we are just having a little bit of a role switch up by the looks of things. Because last time it was them on offlane. They were on the Leoric last time. No, there's no CCS here. There is no CCS in this... God damn it. There's no CCS teams. These are okay, wait a minute. Neither of these teams have the first letters of C, then S. One's just one word starting C, one is 3 words, none of them starting with C or S. Also, note that we have Decade picked up by Zodium and John Lotz on the Orvia. I just keep seeing the CCS thing, I'm like, there's no CCS here. I'm unaffiliated at best. And at worst, I'm just unaffiliated currently, I guess. I don't have a team I'm playing for, so I am in ill essence a free agent, whether that be player or caster. Ragnaros, why do we keep seeing Ragnaros getting banned out? And Tahaka being banned out. Ragnaros is definitely an interesting one to say the least. Maybe someone has a nasty Ragnaros in their back pocket that they're willing to come out with at any time. But we see a Nubrak and Tassadar picked up next to. The side of banned for throwing do still need their offlaner, so I'll have to see where that one's going. Part of me goes in my head, gosh damn it. So I see CCSU, I'm like, ugh. Steph with an F says, shoo. Part of me expects VR Tennis again. Vala. Tennis, yeah. What do you do if you're... I know what I've just realized I know what's coming. Yep, the Lost Vikings. I'm like, wait a minute, I know what's happening. Yep, the Lost Vikings! So to you who do like Vikings, it is a Viking map. And you know what? I may actually start a prediction for once. You don't have to bet by any means what team will win, and it's going to be Seb. Facing off against... Banned. Oh, it's a BFT. Banned for throwing. Sure, let's put that in. So there is a prediction. Anyone who is willing to do it is up for 2 minutes. There it is. People are like, Vikings! I'm like, oh, great, Vikings, amazing. But I have actually put up a prediction for once. You don't have to by any means, just because I know not everyone has points available to them. Right, but I haven't even bothered changing it over. Everyone's loading in quickly. Let's just make sure I'm on the right. There we go. So, on the side of Seeb playing Eric, Olaf, and Balog, we have Marbuckle. Fog Line 2 is on the Tassadar, Silent Shoe, Greymane. Kubiko is on the Inubarak, and rounding things out is Mischief on the Rhaegar. I actually do like the combo of Rhaegar, and there's actually a pretty good dive between these three heroes, in all honesty. On the other side of things, we do see Sheepish Lion on Joanna. Sodium is on that Dickhead Kane. Zidnam on the Artana. Shogun Misa is on Val this time. John Lotz on the Orphea, which Orphea can actually kill the Vikings quite well. There may be a few concerned for the Viking player themselves, but it should be fine ultimately. Also, we have an Auto-Attack Vala I want to make a note of. We have Auto-Attack Tassadar. I don't know about that one. There's a lot of Auto-Attack stacking in general going on here. Because the last thing to know is the amateur opponent on Zedman. The Artanis, I should say. Wait, what's the level 1 of Vikings? Ooh, bulky Olaf. Olaf is stout, so we want Olaf to survive as long as possible in these areas. Nice. Double stun. I knew what was coming. Right. The Dorito comes out. No one really gets stuck in it. I love how I've seen viewership go up as soon as I see the Vikings on the field. Everyone's like, Vikings, yes! Oh, no. Sorry if I'm a bit loud once again. I'm still trying to figure out my balance settings sometimes. Something had gone wrong after the stream crashed the other week. And it's just sorting it out still. My audio balance has gone haywire. Oh, that is an invade call coming out. Kubiko needs to hit up now. I think they may just give. No, Barrow charge in. Barrow charge in. No, they're just too timid to go in. They gave up that camp way too freely. This feels like almost a different team compared to first map. First map, they're much more aggressive. Oh. Viking dodges the swap. They should know now. Yep, we do see Eric back out. Fogline clearing bottom. We see Balog mid still. Meanwhile, this side of Band for Throwing are getting their own camp. Olaf did capture top while that was all happening. So I think Zednam's going to be run around a little bit. Why? Oh, we got an aggressive play onto... Okay. I feel like that's where the Viking wants to be. Dive coming out. Yep. Zednam trying their best. You can't get in front of him because he can just swap, and we can see they go down. But all while that's happening, we do see... No, actually, Fogline's clearing bottom. They're doing alright at it. They need to do a bit faster at it. That Sea Giant's doing damage. Shogun Misa getting shot by a Viking. Viking just taking their turn, dismounting everyone. But no, you've waited here a bit too long if you're the side of Seed. Mischief is caught out, and that's Mischief going down. Very unfortunate for them, but they did wait around a bit too long. We can see Fogline on the objective. They have capped it now. Balog is turning in immediately, and that is going to be objective, going over in favor of the side of Seed. And as the Vikings get very annoying on this map, they can be omnipresent. And just adds 2 extra bodies to watch when you are trying to make sure no one can cap mid. But now the question is can you make sure Zendam doesn't stack too quickly? Also, I want to know that Orpheus just pushing in here. That swap was probably not the play. Maybe not. Maybe not. It looks like to be a rough one. But I guess even if you were up here, but you didn't have swap up when you're going in. Olaf's taking a bit of damage. Meanwhile, bottom, we do see that it is a 4-man pushing in. Meanwhile, Atenas does get kicked to the curb. As the Dragonite is more just playing a zonal control, as they're not really wanting to let Artanis stack too much. We can see Artanis is only at 26 stacks so far. Oh, goodbye, Orphea. But I imagine we are going to see, yep, 7s come through. Swap coming through from Artanis, going into the Dragonite. Dragonite is just going to keep meandering away. And it is all for that objective phase. Didn't get too much value out of it, but Artanis probably got far less value than they wanted to as well. Yeah, only 36 stacks. I got 12, maybe 20 off during that objective phase. But yeah, that swap was very unfortunate. Wait, you don't have Bribe. What are you doing? I was like, oh, here comes Bribe. No, it doesn't. Oh, actually very very fortunately timed swap from Zendem. It wasn't quite on purpose, but it definitely worked out for them. Well, I should say Q, as they did manage to avoid all the damage coming in. And I don't actually like this trade, this objective trade. Oh, Arbuckle does get swapped. Eric, sprinting away, does manage to get out. But you should really not be trading top for bot. That is not a good trade for this side of Seeb. We can see if they get top now, but oh, Orphea goes down in the meantime, but Shogun Misa and Sheepish Lion alone can absolutely tear this building apart. If a rotation will not be there in time, what you realistically need to do if you're Seeb is probably half and then just back up immediately. Marbach was seeing if they can slow down the push. No, they are just dead set on bottom building. That is all. Oh no, they don't get it in time actually. No swap being thrown out there by Zendem. Kubiko does have the burrow charge up, so even if they needed to, they could get out. Oh, nice stun onto Shogun Misa. Shogun Misa, by way, has not died yet. No, they have not died yet, and they are already at 30 stacks. So, not the fastest stacking, but there has been a little bit of ring around the Rosie. We're not going to let you stack too quickly, mate. Nope. Olaf is in mid. Oh, we see Eric go down. I kind of saw that happening anyway, but it's Eric. It's a Viking. It's not the end of the world. Forceful being thrown out. Wait, do we have Bubble? Yeah, Bubble and Tassadar. Right, Vikings are heading back up. We can see Eric has been making headway down here and has gone back to their... Are they going back to their middle bush? No, they're playing it safe. Olaf is set up for top objective. We can see meanwhile Tassadar and Silent Shoe bottom. Meanwhile, Gubiko, I don't think this is where you want to be actually. Are we lighting shield build? No, we're still totem build. Very quick take on the Dragonite. Oh my god. Nice double stun. Good. Another stun after that. John dashes out to safety in the end. And that is even going to be fine. We want to see Sheepish Lion also has to use stun. Shogun Misa was Beyblading underneath. Had VR. I can't remember what's called all of a sudden. Pirouette. No. Rain of Vengeance. No. Strafe. They were using Strafe underneath. I also want to make a note of things. We do have Eternal Feast on Orphea. Not Tassadar. We do receive a Purification Beam on Artanis. And it is going to be Stairwell. Listen from Decade Kami. On the other side of things, we do have Cocoon, Anubarak, Curse Bullet, Greymane, who does go in, gets John lots, but they are a little bit disjointed from everyone else. Nice sleepy time by Sodium. Also want to note the Ancient Blessing. Play again from Vikings and the Black Hole Tassadar. Oh, Kubiko is stuck. No, they are not. They do burrow charge out, get a nice stun. Fog line a little bit pressed up compared to everyone else. If there's a wraparound, they would be in trouble. But ultimately, they aren't going to be in too much pressure. Fine. You know, Olaf's being ran down by Zendem. Zendem is unable to get the big boy himself. Coming in bottom, Silent Shoe getting very low. We can see a nice double stun by Kubiko. And follow-up double stun. Curse Bullet hits John lots. John gets killed by the Black Hole. Meanwhile, Mapagal is going to be using that play again to bring all three Vikings down, and that is a double kill now onto the Orphea and the Joanna. Well played. Burrow charge coming out. Shogun Misa, this may be all she wrote from you. Yep, Vikings find the charge and the spin to win to get the kill. This Viking play, man, I don't know how many more games you get to play Vikings if you're Marbuckle here. They've kind of just been all over the place and keeping a good lead in terms of things. And now we can see there's just a heavy push coming up bottom. Ancestral being used by Mischief. Don't know if that was quite necessary. But hey, it was used. At least you're using your heroic. Swap coming out. There's a gate away. Fogline can't go much deeper. Abyssal Chomp not really having the setup to follow it up with. Not Abyssal Chomp. Eternal Feast. Abyssal Chomp is the other role. Send them clearing. Camps are up. We see Greymane is making their way up top. Floating fast. Going to do that camp. Phoenix probably going to half. And meanwhile, bottom we can see Sheepish Lion and Co. are going to be grabbing this bottom camp. And they really need to get this bottom structure to really even things up. But they are falling behind on Soak as Zendem is bottom. They need to start making their way up now. They need to get that. They need to get the opening available to them. Marbuckle does go to step on bottom camp. Objective does not do so. We can see Eric being set up top. Meanwhile, Balog was set up mid, but realizes that's probably not where they could be anymore. Well, they can't quite get that as easily now. But yeah, I want to see an aggressive play here. Oh, Olaf's in trouble. Olaf's dead. But yeah, what I want to see is this building go down. That's probably your big first step for Bamford throwing. Get rid of at least one of the wells in bottom lane. Make it easier for you to do everything else. But you're down 13s and you are losing experience more and more as we do see Balog and Eric pushing top, mid and top respectively. So you need to get a kill. You need to get another kill here, an actual full kill here, if the other side of banned for throwing. Oh, nice double stun. Great double stun. Sleepy Root coming on out. Black Hole actually moving Sodium closer, getting another sleep off. And that is a lot of damage. That is not going to quite be the ancestral healing going off in time. That is a dead tank. And we can see the structure going down as well. But all while that's happening, Eric is just pushing. Zendom is halving. They do realize they need to deal with it. But meanwhile, we can see backcapping is going to be a Viking and another Viking getting the top one. Their middle objective, and that is going to be objective base in favor of banned for throwing. Unfortunately, unfortunately, banned for throwing was a little bit too preoccupied by the team fight down bottom to realize what was happening elsewhere. Oh, Sodium gets booted. They're not anywhere dangerous. They're just not anywhere safe either. John goes into wall. But this Dragon Knight getting burnt down pretty quick, and all while that was a Vala stacking off it pretty efficiently, almost at 100 stacks now of their quest. So nearly at that extra percentage but damage bonus. But we can see there is a lot of people setting up from this bottom area. Kubiko actually dives past the point. There is the invul. Sleepy time is going to be cancelled. We do see Cocoon going onto Deck and Kane. Shogun Misa is trying to get out, does so. We do see the blind unstop coming out from Joe. Joe getting low. Vikings does spin to win, taking down to the end. Nice 3-man, 4-man sleep by Sodium, but Sodium is actually body locked in a rough spot. Olaf went down, but we can see play again was used at brought them back immediately. And that is also going to be just a good team fight for the side of Seeb. But they do have a 3-level advantage at this point, or actually even a 2-level advantage at the time the objective that fight actually started. And that's a pretty hard experience deficit to come over. Constant Gettables and XP, but I don't think those two matter in the end because we can see it's going to be an end call by Seeb. I don't know if that's necessary. Oh, John. John just got bullied by some Vikings. Jump coming in out. Zendom does escape to core. Sheepish Line trying to slow things down, but it's just a lot of damage coming in because we can see Sea Giants and the Catapult as well bottom. Silent Shoe is in Greymane form, is in Worgen form I should say. He's always Greymane. Shogun Misa rolls into a potion, manages to get the core to heal up a little bit more, but the time is running out, the clock is ticking, but Joanna goes down. Artanis is going to try for a cheeky swap, doesn't quite get anything, but that will be Vala dying at the end, and that'll be the game, and the series going over the side of Seeb. Well played, both teams. Alright, let's change it over to this screen here. So, in terms of stats, 35,000 for the Greymane compared to 33,000 for the Vala on hero damage. Pretty close between the two, but Greymane it doesn't need that scaling that Vala does. Wait. Is Seeb a CCS team? Oh, hi Velcom, I hope you're doing well. The other things to note is, Soak, Vikings. Vikings and 17,000 compared to Artanis' 9,000. Artanis went 50,000 on the Siege compared to the... Well, actually, Vala had most Siege, 83,000 compared to Vikings, 116,000. Healing, 44,000 of the Rhaegar and 38,000 on Deckard. Thanks for reminding me. I need to choose outcome. Seeb, complete. But yeah, in terms of talents, because I know people are always interested in those. Auto Attack Tassadar, definitely not the most commonly picked one, but can still do pretty well in terms of things, because we see, let's have a look. Good Siege. Faded damage. But yeah, Vikings going your standard Viking build just with a tankier Olaf, just because they need him to survive the Artanis Onslaught, which Artanis did go that swap build again. They are seeming a favor at it. I do wonder if that's a bit different for the team, if Vala and Orphea kind of go those more CC heavy ults, such as Abyssal Chomp, such as Reign of Vengeance, just because there seemed to be a lot of movement where the team were able to willingly move as much as they wanted. Seeb was not really impeded much. I do like the idea of Strafe, but there's only so many people it can hit at once, I believe. Wait. Oh no, it's just hit anything, yeah. There you go. Otherwise, everything else is relatively pretty standard. Maybe like hold your ground is the other weird thing, but it does work. So what I'm going to do is jump myself into a channel. Ah, yeah, I can see who's waiting for me. Are you waiting for me by chance, Marbuckle? Well, you're here for an interview, apparently. Under the line bus is unfortunate for you, but how are you feeling after what I believe is your first win of the season, correct?
A little salty after getting a 1 in life.
After getting a what, sorry?
Oh, after getting absolutely stomped on Promi.
Look, sometimes in life you just get leapt on by the Sonya. I don't know where else to go with that sentence.
And laser dart the Artanis.
I mean, I feel like your Tychus had a far more Artanis attention than you did with that laser beam.
Oh, we'll have to check the tapes.
Yeah, maybe so. So Infernal Shrines, were you expecting to get quite that much value with the Frozen Punch at the beginning? Because they just didn't defend.
No, we weren't, actually. We thought they were going to defend. We were going to just be looking to kill him past. But it was actually very smart of them due to them not having ults yet, if I recall.
You guys didn't have ults either at the time.
Yeah, well, it's because they cannot kill us without ults. The ults is the only thing that allows them to make me not play the game.
Yeah, we definitely saw that start to happen where I think almost every single leap went onto you to the point where you were kind of obsessively checking bushes with sand to make sure there wasn't a Sonya around. That sounds about right, doesn't it?
Yes. So, and I picked here and there under the assumption that I wouldn't die in 2 seconds.
How did that assumption go for you?
I should have picked timeout.
Yeah, I feel like there was also just a little bit of a gap between your team. Your Diablo seemed far more aggressive and not concerned for your life than maybe some other tanks are, but it did seem to work out. Does who was it again? Does Kubiko typically get away with that much aggression on Diablo? Because they did seem to pick up a few kills with that auto attack build.
Yes, he actually does get away with murder a lot, but at the cost of my own life.
But if you're dying and that he gets 2, is that's kind of worth it, right?
No.
Just a flat no, not even humoring that one. One last thing to note from that map, we did eventually see the Sonya go Ariat Crater. And she was actually the one getting punished for it. Was that just kind of just communicating with the team, like, if she leaps in, please just hit her, or where were you going at that point?
Yeah, it was basically, and especially in like that last fight was a good example of it. I was tired of just dying. And so I told Q just to stay back and peel, and we were just going to dump everything on Sonya. Mischief hit me with the Ancestral, the Unstop, we had the Odin nuke on top of me.
So really you just threw everything into the washing machine and just let it kind of happen?
Yep, nice rinse cycle with sand.
Oh god, that sounds horrible. That sounds horrible. Imagine your clothing full of sand.
It'd be really scratchy after.
Yeah. Anyway, map number 2, you went to Dragonshire, and I thought you were told by a certain friend to not play TLV because it would be considered bullying. How do you feel about having TLV on Dragonshire there?
I felt a little bit of a bully.
Yeah,
I mean, TLV, like, even if you're not doing well on it, like, it's a really hard map, and it's not fun to play against.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to guess is you don't expect to play that hero again this season, do you?
I mean, if I do, I'm probably gonna play it on Braxis. I'll play it on Infernal. I'll play it wherever I can play it.
Okay, so we're just leaking team strats now. I didn't even have to really ask too hard about that one. But otherwise, it was a very good showing for your team. I can't really fault anything wrong you guys had done, really. But were you expecting maybe that early... Was your team expecting the early invade onto the bottom siege camp?
Yes, and that's kind of why we were okay with just letting it go. one of the things that you do with Vikings is you don't have a good four-man, or you don't have a team, essentially. There's no rotations. If Artanis were to make a rotation, it becomes a 5v4. And I think that did show later when they killed Cubico in the bottom lane while I was pushing the top 2 lanes. Because I just can't do anything into them.
But speaking of rotations, I know a lot of people say don't let your team come to the top lane. It's kind of a waste. Your team did come up and gank Artanis. They actually tried a couple of times, but they did get him once. Was part of your plan just to open it up to give your Vikings more space to breathe, or?
No, so I mean, like, we built the team comp with Tastark and Solo Bottom, with just having Greymane, Rhaegar, and Anubrak just shoving buildings all game. And they wanted to be in any lane that the enemy was not. And so we had already taken down the top wall. We had the Bruiser camp pushing. It only makes sense just to send our highest building destroyers up top.
And then, you did say that your team did start to get caught out a little bit. They did decide to start fighting a bit more than you're saying they probably should have. Is that something that will be looked at coming up in the next few weeks, trying to make sure the discipline is there, or is it really just they knew they messed up and they just have to kind of accept that was a mistake?
And I just accepted it as a mistake. There was a lot of times that we were calling just to back off. They blew everything. We were running low, but we had a level and XP advantage, so there's no reason for us to push any further. Because we were always getting something of value on the map.
Yeah.
Where we like to be kill hungry.
Yes, I know you particularly well. I know you like to be kill hungry. As I see 3 Vikings running straight in Orphea and spinning.
Yep.
Speaking of Orphea, were you surprised to see both Eternal Feast and Strafe from the 2 damage respectively, just because, well, they didn't really have the CC to keep people in those heroics?
Yeah, I mean, that was sort of the issue I saw, was that they actually had no CC on their team. So our team was just allowed to play however we wanted to. And with jump on Vikings, it doesn't really matter too much. Eternal Feast doesn't really matter. Strafe doesn't matter as much because Olaf can just stun her out of it. And then Q can just Q and Silent Shoe. They can just jump on whoever they want and kill them. No one can stop them.
Right on. So I don't really have anything else to say, really. So I guess I open up the floor to you. If you have anything to say how series went, any shout outs, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I mean, GG's to the other team. It was a lot of fun. Shout outs to our team, to Deadwish, my old teammate, and of course to Seb, the mascot for our fan club. He's one heck of a coach.
Right, okay, in that case, have a very good rest of your evening and good luck for the rest of your season.
You as well. Have a great night. Make good choices.
It's still the afternoon. I'm not even remotely close to night.
Have a great afternoon and make one good choice.
I could try that one, but no. Have a good rest one. But that will be it for me. It has been a very good season. Not season, wow. It was a very good series. Definitely a strong showing from Seeb. I don't know if we can honestly expect to see that TLV anymore. That's probably something that is going to be thrown in the bin by a lot of other teams. But what I'll be doing now is I'll be raiding Valkyrie Warrior. Thank you for following Fogline 2. Well played by you there. Good Tychus, even if you did get laser beamed a lot. But yes, I'm raiding Valkyrie Warrior. I think they have played NGS in the past. I don't know if they're playing this season. They're playing Girl Skating Squad. They're just generally a good player. So we'll be heading over to them. I have been, for now, your host, the Lime Bus. So wish everyone a good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending where you are in the world, because time zones, well, they're a bit weird. But I'll see everyone in the Nexus. Goodbye, at least. Well, yeah, goodbye for now.